Number one, we're sent. Number two, to all different kinds of people. Number three, with a message. 4 commissions of Jesus. The third one is probably the least known. I know the Great Commission is called great. I think they're all great commissions. I feel a little bad for the other 3. And Luke 24 is sort of one that doesn't often get mentioned. Let's look at what it says. It says, he said to them, this is what is written. The Messiah would suffer and rise from the dead on the 3rd day. And repentance for forgiveness of sins will be proclaimed in his name to all nations, beginning at Jerusalem. You are witnesses of these things. So here it is, right? So the message before us is not popular, wasn't popular 2,000 years ago. It's not popular in Australia in 2023. It is repentance and forgiveness of sins. But you can't talk about the commissions of Jesus without talking about what Jesus said the message was. Now, is that the totality of it? You say, Ed, you started with we're sent, and you talked about how all God's people are sent on mission. And yes, and we join in that mission in different ways. And yes, and we're showing and sharing the love of Jesus. Can't we just show the love of Jesus? Maybe we quote that famous St. Francis of Assisi line. You've seen it, right? Preach the gospel at all times. People put it on Facebook. Preach the gospel at all times. If necessary, use words. Only 2 problems with it. Number one, he never said it, so there's that. But don't let that stop you from making a quote. Remember the words of Abraham Lincoln, don't believe all those quotes attributed to me on the internet. Number 2, it's really bad theology. It's really bad theology. This question came up. I was teaching a class this fall. You don't say fall, you say autumn. In the UK. Don and I lived in the UK, taught at Oxford this fall. We had a wonderful class with Amy Orr Ewing and NT, Tom Wright, and Katia. This question came up. And what you hear people say, from Tom Wright talked about it, Amy Orr Ewing talked about it, I talked about it, the way Tom put it is, the gospel's good news. News has to be told.